What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Speaks, and this is Everyday People, the podcast. Today on the podcast, I have Thiago Silva. What's going on, Thiago?
Let's go, Zoe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So Thiago is a professor of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He's from Brazil. He's one of the professors over at a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu studio named Logic, right around the corner from here. My son goes there, and I've gotten to know Thiago through him training my son and just kind of having the guys over here at the gym and working out and doing all kinds of stuff. So you're from Brazil. Tell me about you coming from Brazil over to America.
Yes. So I'm from Brazil.
Yep.
I'm from Brazil. My first time I came to America was 2019.
Okay.
All right. To do the Worlds.
The world's competition?
The Worlds competition.
Okay.
I came to do the Worlds 2019. And I stayed for like 3 months and a half, 4 months.
Okay.
And I went back to Brazil. And that's when COVID started.
Okay.
Around November, December.
Yeah.
Suppose I come back in December to do the World, no gi World.
Okay.
And everything shut down. And I was stuck for like 2 years in Brazil because I want to come back.
Right.
But COVID started and
We're all stuck. Yeah.
And after like 2 years, Lucas, we talk to Lucas, I'll talk to Lucas and Lucas talk to me, say, Thiago, I got this opportunity to come, if you're interested to come, and I need help here for like a teach.
Okay.
If you're interested to come, we can figure out to come over and do competition, teach, and all this stuff like that. So you do competitions like at least once a month or something like that? Yeah, once, twice a month. Yeah.
And so some of the competitions that Thiago does are local. Some are out of state. You're going to Paris, France. At the beginning in January 2024.
2024.
And so it's really been interesting. So so Thiago and a couple of the other guys from Logic come train at the gym the Sunday boys.
Sunday workout.
And it's really cool because you get a chance to see these guys. For me personally, I've always been into boxing. I love to train boxing. I've done a couple other things, when I was younger and stuff. I've never done jiu-jitsu or wrestling or anything. And grappling is just such a different sport, And for me, it's cool to watch you guys here in the gym training to be efficient while you are doing jiu-jitsu. So, sorry guys. So let me back up a little bit. So you came over from Brazil a couple years ago, but you've been in America for about 2.5 years? Almost 2.5 years? Yeah. So what part of Brazil are you from, and what were you doing in Brazil before you came over to America? Yeah.
So where I live in Brazil is called Caruaru.
Okay.
Right? It's like a 3 hours flight from São Paulo with Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
For people understand where I live.
Yeah.
It's like a 3 hours flight to my country, my city.
Okay.
And in Brazil, I was work, beside jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I was like a assistant for vet.
A veterinarian assistant?
Veterinary assistant. Okay. For like about 8-9 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started young.
Okay.
I work with animals. I love animals.
Okay.
It was fun. And the train jiu-jitsu and the work,
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you start training jiu-jitsu?
14 years ago. I was 12 years old. I was
really?
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so how long did it take for you to become a black belt?
11 years.
Okay.
11 years, because in December now I'm gonna complete 3 years of black belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, are there degrees of black belt, or is it once you get to black belt, like you're just at the highest?
No, it's degrees. Yeah.
Okay.
In December, I'm gonna get my first strap on my black belt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Okay. So I've been to a couple of competitions that Thiago's competed in. It's intense, man. I mean, it's intense. You know, I know that I've heard people call it. I think it's like the gentleman sport or like the gentle. Yeah. But man, it's not.
It's not.
I mean, the next thing you know, like two guys are grappling on the ground, and I mean, so what exactly is jiu-jitsu about? I know that it's, you know, choking and it's about chokes and, you know, kind of putting your limbs in an awkward position. So like, what is it that? What's the ultimate goal for jiu-jitsu? You know, like what are you trying to accomplish when you're in a competition and, you know, grappling with somebody?
It's like you know, for beside chokes and the, you know, like arm locks or leg locks, stuff like that. Is for competition, you know, how can I say this? For competition.
Isn't it like a point structure?
Yeah, points, submissions.
Yeah.
You know, so like you can win the match for points.
Yep.
Like takedowns or like sweeps.
Yeah.
You know, or submissions. That's you can do that.
Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like a, you know, jiu-jitsu, and a lot of you guys know jiu-jitsu. Some of you guys may not, and so I just want to make sure you guys are kind of clear on, you know, what you're trying to do in a jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah.
Is it a match or a fight?
You can say both.
Either way.
Either way.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So you can get points by, you know, doing certain moves. Like where if you're on the bottom but you sweep them and you're on the top now, you get points for something like that. Yeah.
For that.
And there's a bunch of other things that you can get points for too.
There's a lot of techniques.
Yeah.
Like sweeps, you know, like takedowns.
Yeah. But so then also the ultimate goal is to make somebody tap, to make them submit, like to get them in some sort of choke or get them in an arm lock, a leg lock, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And so if you allow a hold to happen for too long, it can be bad.
It can be bad, yeah.
It can be bad.
You can pass out, you can like hurt your arm or your knee or your ankle.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
So it's fine. So quick story, right? I'm actually gonna have my man Eris on the show here very soon. He has he became a black belt in jiu-jitsu maybe, I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, and he's closer to my age, and he's a badass, right? So I used to coach baseball with him when Josh was young. And so he was telling me, you know, hey, I was telling him, hey, you know, why don't you come train boxing? Why don't we lift weights? And he was like, why don't you come train jiu-jitsu? I was like, cool. So I go over to his house, and he has his mat set up in his garage and everything, you know. And so he's showing me some real basic stuff. I think he was showing me a hip escape. You know, I'm on the bottom, and I put my feet on his hips, and I unfortunately cannot train. I learned that I cannot train jiu-jitsu by getting almost murdered by Eris. My knee swelled up. I mean, immediately. Anyway, so he's telling me what he's gonna do, right? I'm gonna choke you, and you need to do this, and this. So he's choking me. So he's on top of me, he's choking me, and I'm getting my feet in position. I'm getting everything in position, but it happened so fast.
So fast.
You know, like he had his hands around my neck, and he was like kind of like putting pressure on my neck, and all of a sudden I forgot that I'm trying to get out of the move. I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm not breathing. Like I can feel my body just changing, and I kind of started to panic. And then, and so he saw that I was panicking, and he goes, hey man, why didn't you tap? I was like,
I don't know.
I was like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I was just trying to live. You know what I mean? Like it was literally. I mean, it happened that fast.
It's fast, yeah.
And so, and he wasn't trying to hurt me by any stretch. He was saying, this is what we're going to do. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to be putting pressure on you. And I would say probably once I started to feel the pressure on my neck, I would say maybe like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, it is fast.
Yeah.
It's fast.
And like, I mean, the lights weren't going out, but I could feel like.
You can see the stars.
Yeah. And I was like, damn. And so like that was the first time that I always loved jiu-jitsu because I love MMA, I love UFC. But that was the first time I had ever experienced, because I've been punched in the face and I've been hit in the head and punched in the stomach and everything. But it just happens so fast.
It's fast.
And if you're not ready to tap, if you're not ready to, be able to get out of the move, and I had no chance.
Yeah.
It was just, it was an eye-opening experience. Thanks, Jefe. I call Aries Jefe. Thanks, Jefe, for showing me.
That's happened fast, because sometimes when you on choke, if you know like stay calm, you can pass out fast.
Yeah.
And you sometimes you think you're fine. Okay, I'm gonna tap, maybe you pass out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happen that some people get frustrated and tap the right away.
Yeah.
It's some people think, oh, I'm fine here. I can't get out. I'm gonna figure out how to get out, and they pass out.
And so you know what's interesting. So when it comes to sports, right? Some people don't like practice. I believe that you have to love practice in order to be great at any sport. Because if you don't practice something so much to where it's second nature, when you start panicking like I did, it was over.
Yep.
If I knew the moves because I had practiced them, if I had practiced those moves 100, 1,000, 10,000 times, when I start getting choked, I know what to do.
Yep.
Where you do, I don't. Someone's choking me and I'm like, where so it really comes down to, it's not just, so if you ever saw this guy grapple, and I'm going to share his IG so you can see some of the things that he does, but you make it look so easy, you make it look so second nature. And I think that for professional athletes and for really high caliber athletes, when they're so good, we're watching you, and then you make us think we can do that too, because you make it look so effortless. Like I've always said this about Derek Jeter. Some of you may love Derek Jeter like I do. Some of you may not. But the reality is that like that guy was so good that he makes taking a ground ball at shortstop look so easy, but it's not. If you've never taken a ground ball and then someone hits a fireball at you, and you think you can do it like Derek Jeter or one of the greats like that, like they take thousands of ground balls.
Yeah.
You guys drill thousands of hours.
Yeah. The thing is for jiu-jitsu, a lot of people think it's like overnight. In 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, I'll be like badass. But no, it's not like that.
No.
It's take time. You just take time and the patience.
Yeah.
It's a lot of patience. Especially for jiu-jitsu. If you don't have a patient beginner, you're gonna have patience.
Yeah.
Because when you start like sparring, if you get frustrated, nothing happens. That's why you need to practice a lot.
Yeah.
Show up on the class, doing the techniques, practice.
Yeah.
How can you deal with a pressure?
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of time is people on top of you want to smash you. If you don't stay calm, you're gonna tap or give up.
Yeah.
You don't wanna do that.
Yeah.
You wanna stay calm and they get out of that.
Yeah. So I watched Josh start in jiu-jitsu, and he would come home and he would beat up. He was physically, he was just physically beat up, at the very beginning. He's just, he's taking his lumps. He's just kind of, putting in his dues, and but then over time he was coming home and he would say, oh, well, I got a little better at this. This guy got me less 2 weeks ago on this, and I was able to figure it out. It really just takes time, and it's with any sport. It's
any
not,
sport, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just any sport. It's anything.
Anything.
You have to. If you go into something thinking that you're going to be great when you first start, you are going to get humbled, especially in some kind of combat sport. And like I said, jiu-jitsu, because people are not getting punched in the face or kicked in the face or anything like that, people think it's not so detrimental to your body. But man, let me tell you, it can be rough. It can be rough. Yeah.
All the time is rough.
Yeah.
It's like you're on top, but you try to figure out how to deal with pass the legs or something like that.
Yeah.
You on board, you go, man, this guy gonna pass my guard. It's kind of hard. I'm gonna figure it out. how to deal with that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
It's nice.
In jiu-jitsu, what was the toughest challenge that you had, and then from that challenge, like, what did it do for you being as great as you are now?
The challenge, like the big challenge, was this competition was Brazilian national.
Okay.
I think it was 18 or 17.
Okay.
I went to São Paulo. Was
Okay.
my first like a big competition.
Okay.
You know, I went to São Paulo to this Brazilian national. You know, and I went to I did 7 fights
In one day?
in one day. Yeah, one day. 7 fights in one day. It's
Okay.
it was like a 7-minute rounds.
7 fights, 7-minute
Minute
rounds.
rounds.
If you've never done a round, if you've never grappled or wrestled for a minute or two, just horsing around in your house with your dad, your brother, your whatever,
Yeah.
like try doing that 7 minutes with a guy like. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So I did the first fight and the second fight, you know, and I make all the way to the finals, you know, and I love for this guy. He's good.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Pedro Marinho. We're gonna fight soon, Pedro Marinho.
Okay.
And I lost for him, you know. And after that, like, man, that's the biggest competition of the world. That's Brazilian national,
Okay.
you know. And I got second. And I was purple belt, you know. That's when I decide, man, I want to do this for my whole life.
Oh, yeah?
You know, because I made it to this away, all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
And with tough guys, you know. And I saw the people's have a gym and they living in the dream, like competition, travel around the world.
Yeah.
You know, learn. And man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And after this competition, I was I would stop, drink soda, you know, focus more on my diet,
Yeah.
you know, and
So that match made you say, I need to take it a little more seriously
It's take more
because I want to
serious.
do this. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
the rest of my life.
Got it, okay.
That's why I changed all my things.
Yeah. And so now you were a purple belt at that time.
Yeah, I was purple belt. Yeah.
And so what division do you fight at?
Before all my white belt, I was ultra heavy.
Okay.
Ultra heavy is like a 222 plus.
Okay. 220. Okay.
Yes,
222 plus.
yeah. And there's no weight limit. Weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no weight.
Okay.
Limit.
Yeah. Limit. Yeah.
And the white belt because I started jiu-jitsu, I was big guy.
Okay.
Like at 12 years old, was 240 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. I have a picture I can show you after.
Okay. All right.
You know, white belts, train, have fun, eat. 12 years old, kid.
Yeah.
You know, and the blue belt, and I started lose the weight because jiu-jitsu was a lot.
Yeah.
And they start lose the weight, and I got my purple belt, you know, and that's way I got serious, and they lose more weight.
Got
So I started with 240 pounds, almost 240 something pounds, and my division from purple belt to black belt was 195.
Okay.
It's like medium heavy.
Okay.
Medium heavy.
Yeah. Got it.
Because I lost so many weights.
Yeah.
That's my division.
And you probably weren't even trying to lose weight. You were just training so much. That just came natural.
Yeah, it just came natural.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, after purple belt, focus on my diet, and they helped me a lot too.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think in any sport, like jiu-jitsu, whether you're a boxer, it doesn't matter what the sport is. It is so. It's not just the game. It's how the most important tool that we have is our body. You know, I learned that at a very young age. I was lucky to understand that I need to be in shape. You know, like, and I play baseball. Of the three main sports in America, you know, baseball, football, basketball, baseball is the one that you don't have to be in shape for the most. But I played so much basketball and so much football growing up that I was always in shape. I always felt like I didn't want to get tired. Like I feel like when I saw guys get tired, their game changed. Didn't matter what you were playing. Like whenever someone gets tired, they're just different. So in a combat sport, like what you do, you know, and Josh is already he's already beat me up around the house, and so like he'll you know he'll come up to behind me and he'll get me in a choke, and then I'll try to get out, and like in a minute or two, I mean, like you're breathing hard, like it is so cardiovascularly heavy, you know, and so I think that as you were bigger, and then when you naturally got smaller, you know, it probably serves you better because you're in better shape naturally without having to, you know, try to diet so hard and lose weight. Even though you changed your diet, you probably weren't like, you know, starving yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's it's they call it like the fight game or like whatever your combat sport of choice is. But man, like it's not a game. And if you are not in shape, like it's very hard to compete.
It's very hard.
It's very hard to compete.
Even in shape is hard. Jiu-jitsu is different cardio.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, it's hard.
Yeah. So, got leaning on you, weighing on you, like laying on you, and then like you're on the bottom. You're trying to get up, like you're doing like a power crunch or a power sit up.
All different situation. You like try to get up, try to take your partner down. You know, like you move. Situations. You know, so.
Yeah. So so if you watch UFC fights. Let's say a guy gets another guy up against the cage, and the announcers will immediately say, "Man, this is what drains the fighters." You know, like when you're trying to just hold them on the cage, or the other guy's trying to get off the cage. That's where your cardio like really gets zapped. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And my division now has a black belt. It's super heavy. Heavy. It's like a 222 pounds.
222 and up?
Yeah, 220. No, the weight limit for this one, super heavy, is 222. That's it. Okay. After this is ultra heavy. Yeah.
Super heavy, ultra heavy.
Ultra heavy. Yeah. I got here in American like 2 years ago. I got here like with 195, like a medium heavy.
Okay.
I compete. I was vegetarian as well.
That's right. You were vegetarian.
I was vegetarian. That's right. Yeah. I was vegetarian at that time.
And then you had In-N-Out.
That's it. Yeah. I was 195, and then after a couple months, I gained some weight, and okay, now I had to change my division, and they go to heavyweight. It's like a 195 to 208.
Okay.
That's the limit. And I competed like almost 1 year in heavyweight division, you know, because to lose pounds to medium heavy, it started like kind of hard. Okay. Because I put some muscle, and after 1 year, and I went for 208 to like a 215, you know, like big jump. No, I'm gonna stay on this division now, like super heavy.
So 208 to 215, is that more of your natural weight where you feel the best?
Yeah. Now, right now, I feel great.
What are you fighting at right now?
222, super heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you go to what's the one in France called?
Europeans, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what are you gonna weigh for that one?
222.
You'll be 222 for that one?
It will be 222.
Okay.
I feel great, you know, I feel stronger, faster, and
Yeah.
I feel amazing in this division.
So, you're strong. So you squat, what, 405?
405. Yeah.
405 squat. What's your deadlift?
500.
500. 405 squat, 500 deadlift.
Bench press, 295.
Nice.
Almost 300, but I felt. But I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, watch out, Josh. He did that 300.
Yeah, Josh got 300. Yeah.
5 pounds.
Yeah. So, okay. So and we're gonna be talking about jiu-jitsu pretty much the whole time, but I want to kind of cover a couple of other things too. So, you've been here for 2.5 years, or almost 2.5 years, and like your English is really good for being here for such a short period of time.
Yeah.
So what did you have to do to start learning English? You know, once you got here and to be able to communicate with people.
Yeah. Like I said, 2019 I came, all right, for 3 months. It's like 3 months you can.
It was a long vacation.
Yeah. And I got some English, like for like a train jiu-jitsu, and they talked to the people, you know. But I went back to Brazil and they spent like 2 years over there, and I stopped learning English, all right.
And you speak Portuguese.
You speak Portuguese
in Brazil, yeah.
In Brazil, you know. And after 2 years, I came back, all right, and I got his no English. Like I forgot everything I learned in you know, it's 2 years. If you don't learn, if you don't practice,
if you don't use it, you lose it.
If you don't use it, you lose it. And I lose everything. I got here, no English at all, and man, that's tough. You know, I started like talk to people, you know, and you know, Joy, for you learn like something, you need to be on learn the English, right? If you go around another language, you know English. English, all right. So I was every day talk to the people from Logic helped me a lot for learning English, you know, talk to me English. And after like 3 months, I kind of understand a little bit, you know, talk a little more, you know. I remember this time I went to a restaurant with Simba, Ali, and I forget who else. And they went to a restaurant for my first month here. You know, and they talk to me. They use the Google
Translate.
Google Translate.
You
know. And like a couple weeks ago, like 1 month I think, we went to the same restaurant, like same people.
Same restaurant?
Same restaurant, same people. Say, Thiago, do you remember? Like 2 years ago, we hit the same table, you know, with no English at all. It was hard to talk to you because we talk to you, you need like the Google Translate. And look now, we have like a full conversation, no like a Google Translation. You know, and I'm very proud of myself.
You should be.
You know, because it's not easy. Not easy. You know, it's not easy to learn to be another state far away for your family. You know, and they know English at all.
You know, so we're gonna take a quick little break. We're gonna come right back and pick right back up on how you're learning English and all that kind of stuff. We'll be right back, guys. And we're back, guys. All right, so we were talking about you going to that restaurant 2 years ago, and then you know you were having a hard time, and you had to use Google Translate. And then 2 years later, you were actually able to have a regular conversation, and you know, so what have you know, aside from just kind of being here and talking to people, what else have you done to help you learn English? You know, the way that you've learned it.
For the first like 6 months I'm here, all right, I started like watch videos. Watch videos. Marcela helped me a lot. Thank Marcela.
Is that your English teacher?
No, it's she's a black belt at Logic. She's a teacher in school.
Got it. Okay.
She's helped me a lot, and all the students helped me too. You know, talk to me with a lot of patience. So thank you. You know, and after like 6 months, like, man, I have to take it more serious on English. If I wanna speak more like
more fluent.
I had to take some classes. You know, because if not, it's gonna take me longer for speak like more fluent. You know, and they are gonna figure out how to learn English. Now watch videos, and I start the class with Leticia Barbosa from Speak English Lessons.
So you were taking English classes with Leticia Barbosa?
Leticia Barbosa. She's in Canada, and we have been doing classes for about 1 year, 2 months, I think. Kind of that. Once a week, twice a week.
Okay.
I took English.
Yeah. I see your posts sometimes where
Yeah.
you'll be on Zoom and
Zoom.
Yeah. So it's but that's cool. So so you were learning it naturally, but then you also started taking classes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So for as far as when you started to learn English, did it help you teach better?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Because I started teach, and I got here like August 13, I think 13. And the September, the next month, Lucas, hey Thiago, what do you think for 6 a.m. classes? For teach 6 a.m. classes. Because
Lucas asked you to teach 6 a.m. class?
6 a.m. classes. Because before we don't have the 6 a.m. classes.
Okay.
I know English. It's like better English, all right? Like grip here, make a grip here, make a grip there, and do this.
Very minimal English.
Yeah, very minimal English.
Yeah.
I think, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready. Why not? You know, I'm here. And it was tough. 6 a.m. and they start the class, you know. And that's when I start learn more English.
Okay.
Like teach.
Yep.
Because I started learning more because those people helped me a lot. Oh, how can I say this? How can I say that?
Right.
And they corrected me. And after that, I became more fluent and they teach more better, because more English, more.
Yeah, the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've talked about Lucas a couple of times. So Lucas Rocha is he's the owner of Logic.
Yes.
Is it Logic Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
Logic Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah. So he's the owner, and he is he's a world champion, right?
Yep.
He's a bad dude.
He's no joke.
Yeah. Super nice guy. If you met him, you would never. That's the thing about being, a great practitioner of jiu-jitsu. Like you meet these guys, and you have no idea that in 3-4 seconds they can wrap you up, choke you out like a snake. And Lucas is just the nicest guy. So when you started, how did you connect with Lucas? Did you know him in Brazil?
No. I connected Lucas when I came 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I stay with my old professor.
Okay.
He's doing MMA. Leandro Gomes.
Leandro Gomes.
Leandro Gomes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's doing MMA in King's MMA.
Okay.
So I stay with him, and they did this cross training.
Oh. Okay.
Like from Hollywood.
Yeah.
To here to train with Lucas to train jiu-jitsu.
Got it.
Because hey, Thiago, for here we do more MMA, but we're gonna train with Lucas in Arcadia.
Okay.
For you can train more jiu-jitsu. They go, yeah, let's do it. And that's why I met Lucas 2019.
Got it.
And after that, we still talking. I went to Brazil and he's talking. And yep.
Lucas is from Brazil also, right?
Lucas from Brazil.
Are you guys from around the same place or totally different places?
Yeah, where Lucas lives is like a 2 hours drive from where I live.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Like a Recife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you not only train at Logic, you're a professor. You're a teacher, right?
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
And you do you teach the like adults and kids, or
adult and kids? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my main class today is the kids class. So
Okay.
I teach all the kids class.
How young are they?
Yeah, I have a class 3 to 5 years old, 6 to 11 years old, and 11 to 15 years old. Yeah.
3 to 5 must be fun.
Yeah, it's fun because most of them don't speak English as well too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a baby. They speak English, but
They're babies.
they're babies, So they very shy, some of them cry a lot. I developed this passion. Like
Develop what?
yeah, develop this the way I
the passion.
the passion.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
passion. So I can teach.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I liked teaching until I started doing it. I started coaching Josh's baseball team, and like as a competitor, like you are, and like when I was playing, I always just was focused on myself, and I was thinking like I would never be a coach. I would never. But then when I started doing it, I realized how much I loved watching somebody else get good, like they become proficient. They become like kind of good at what I'm teaching them, and I can see them being happy. Like, oh, I can do this now.
I can do this now.
So I would imagine that you probably feel the same way.
That's the same for me. If especially kids, adults as well, but the kids they don't know how to walk and to walk. That's interesting to be teaching him to teach them. They kind of get more confidence at jiu-jitsu.
Right. I think that whether it's little kids, I think that everyone should take up some sort of self-defense, whether it's boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter. And you always want to be able to have something and not need to use it, as opposed to need it and not have it. And so, especially for my ladies classes, I'm a big believer in teaching everybody who comes to my gym how to box, just the basics.
The basics.
Yeah. And so, I'm a personal trainer. It's all fitness stuff, but the stuff that I teach works. And so I feel like I love to watch when someone has no idea how to throw a punch. They have no idea where to put their feet. They're just very awkward. And then a couple months later, they're like, bah, bah, bah. Yeah. And it's just like the confidence level that they get is awesome. And the cool thing is that, kind of like when Jefe was choking me out, I panicked. I didn't know what to do. And the next thing you know, things are going bad. Well, if you practice something long enough, when things start going bad, you just do what you know how to do.
Yep.
And so I like to practice boxing and with my clients. And, for people who go to jiu-jitsu class with you, if they were ever to get into a fight, all those hours of practice are going to come into play, when things start going bad for them.
Yeah.
So I think that just practicing some kind of sport, some kind of self-defense can only be good. And then on top of that, you're going to get fit.
Of course.
You're going to get fit.
Of course.
That's a really big deal.
Yeah. I think everybody should do some kind of sport.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it help you at the mats and the outside the mats.
Yeah.
For your life.
100%. So when you do competitions, give me an idea of what a competition is like. So is it a weekend? Is it one day? Is it a week long? What does it consist of?
It's like a week. It's like a 2 days. Depends 3 days, like weekends.
So do you have to qualify on Saturday, then do the championship on Sunday?
Yeah, depend the competitions. The biggest competitions, sometimes you do 2 fights one day, and the less of fights the next day. You qualify.
Yeah.
To do the same finals or finals the next day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I know you have fought at different weights.
Yeah.
Ultra heavyweight. Was it
heavyweight? I started with medium heavy. It's
medium
medium heavy. It's 195.
Okay.
Now I'm 222.
Yep.
I go up a little bit.
but that's where you're most efficient, though, right?
Yeah.
I think it's important to fight at your most efficient weight, because if you're cutting weight too much, you don't have enough strength.
Yeah.
You know.
I felt that I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
When you cut so much weight,
Yeah.
Especially for fight the same day.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
And you have to weigh in the day of the fight.
The day of the fight.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. The day of the fight.
That's tough, especially if you are, so when I had Ramon on, we were talking about wrestling, when you have to weigh in the day of the fight, a lot of people cut so much. I mean, some people cut 10, 15 pounds in a very short period of time, and then you are just depleted.
Yeah.
And
I did this before. It's not good.
You've done that?
Yeah.
It's tough, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. and then you have to go out and roll. You have to go roll, and that's. I've always, I've never understood. I've never wrestled, and I've never done jiu-jitsu, so I don't get it. But it just seems to me, like when I cut weight, if I never have been aggressive like that, where I'm losing 10, 15 pounds in a week or something like that, but I feel terrible. I have no energy. If I'm lifting weights, I'm weak.
Yeah.
I could not
no
imagine.
Strengths.
Yeah. I could not imagine having to fight, after that. That's tough. That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah. So what is your so you've been doing jiu-jitsu since you were 12.
12, yeah.
You became a black belt what about say 10 about 3-4 years ago?
Yes, like take me 11 years to get my black belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your ultimate goal for jiu-jitsu? Like is there like some sort of league where like a professional league where you're getting paid, or like what's your ultimate goal with all the things you've learned from jiu-jitsu?
Right now my focus on the competition.
Okay.
Right, competition, and of course learn how the business side, because after I stop like a competition, I'm gonna open my gym.
You're gonna open your own school?
Yeah, that's my goals, my main goals.
Okay.
I'm gonna open my own gym. Still compete, but not the same.
Yeah.
Not the same, because right now teach, compete, and yeah.
And so you're 26, right?
26.
So you're like you're in the middle of your physical peak.
Yes.
I've as an athlete, I've always thought that men, I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, but what I can say is when I see people at their physical peak, and I guess I shouldn't just say men because I have seen women at their peak also, but I've always thought that people peak from about 24 or 25 up till about 31 or 32. That's where I have seen people be not just physically their best, but you learn all the stuff that you learned growing up to 24, 25, 26.
Yeah.
And then you have like those 6, 7, maybe 8 years of having that knowledge. You're still super strong. You're still very young as far as athletes are concerned. And so I've always thought I was physically, aside from my injuries, physically I always thought I was best at 30 or 31, because my mind, I had so much information in my mind that I can apply, and my body could still work. I couldn't do what I could do before that because of my knee injury, but so you're in your physical peak right now.
Yeah. I feel that. I feel my peak.
How long do you plan to compete at your going as hard as you can?
I think it's kind of hard, but I think on my 35.
Yeah.
My 35.
Okay.
I want to compete the same way I do right now.
You have another good 9 or 10 years.
9 or 10 years.
I think that's good. And so especially as time has gone on and fitness has become much more a part of life, and when you're 30 or 31, you're not old anymore in sports. Like I said, I think that you are at your absolute physical peak up until about 31, 32, but that does not mean that some people cannot still be peaking at 34, 35, because we treat our bodies differently now.
Yeah. Especially today, you have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do training specific for jiu-jitsu.
Right.
This way we train. And they have a lot of how to recover.
How to recover.
How recover.
Yeah.
And diet, and because back the day we don't have that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's now you have a lot of you can still compete in high level for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's how I want to do.
Yeah. I think that everyone can't. Everyone's not equal. Some people are genetically gifted. Some people are physically gifted. And then at the end of the day, whether genetics or physical, it's how hard you work and how much you put into it.
Yep.
So in bodybuilding, I've told you guys before, I would never want to be a bodybuilder, but I love the sport of bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. You don't get what is called muscle maturity until you're older.
Yeah.
So at 25 or 26, you do not have the same muscle maturity as somebody who's 35 or 36. If I've been lifting since I was 19 and I'm 35, and you've been lifting since you were 19 and you're 25, our muscles are going to typically look different because the 35-year-old has much more muscle maturity. Yep. So bodybuilding, actually, those guys don't start peaking until their mid-30s. Just the muscle bellies and all the different things that go along with bodybuilding. It takes much longer than your typical sport. So I definitely think that I'm big on I don't care how old you are, and just because you can't be at your peak does not mean that you shouldn't do something. But age does not matter to me.
No.
I had a client who was 85 years old.
Oh yeah.
I call him the legend, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Neem, and he used to love to box. 85 years old, and he was just like, yeah. and so like you got to do what you can do with what you have. You know, like you may not be like, I can't do what I did when I was 22, but I do what I can do at 53.
Yeah.
You know, so it's different, but it's still good for me.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people thinking in jiu-jitsu you have an age.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't start where you at now.
Yeah.
You know, like a 40 something. You
Yeah.
know, like 50s. You know, we have a student like a 53, 54,
Yeah.
65, 62, you know, all like different age.
Yeah.
You know, like at 3 years old to like 65, you know.
Yeah.
So some of them start like a 50s.
Yeah.
Some of them start like a 40s, you know. So
And you
know, no matter age, you know.
It doesn't. And you know,
matter.
it's not just sports, you know, like, so I think you guys know this, but I didn't start my own gym until I was 46. So, you know, and when I started it, you know, I didn't tell a lot of people about it, but I told a couple people about it, and they were like, aren't you kind of old to do that? And I was like, no, like it's what I want to do. Of course it was taking a chance, but the reality is like, you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, if you decide to do it. And, you know, of course I had the support of my wife and my kids, and, you know, but like the reality is that like, I didn't want to do what I was doing before, and I wanted to do something different. And 7 years later, I'm still doing what I'm doing. And, you know, like I'm still doing this as I'm getting older. And so whether it's business or sports or whatever it is that you're doing, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just
I think find something you love.
Yeah.
You know, you love to do it, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yep.
You know,
And
box, jiu-jitsu, like Muay Thai, or you know, find something you love and do it.
if I could still train, Muay Thai kickboxing is my favorite combat sport. If I could, if best case scenario, I would do Muay Thai and I would do jiu-jitsu. I would do Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. I never thought, I never realized how important grappling was until, you know, I love UFC. I love watching UFC. But man, like when you get on the ground, it's just a totally different, you know, it's a totally different environment. But Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs, you know, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 elbows. And man, it's tough to deal with.
Yeah.
And so if you are good with your hands and your feet and your elbows and your knees, and you're good on the ground, yeah, you're a problem. You're a
big problem. That's
yeah.
big problem.
So, so you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, that I talked to you about, you know, coming over from Brazil and being able to learn the language, and the place where you're working out with Lucas, and like I said, if you guys are looking for a place to train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu over here in Arcadia, Logic Brazilian Jiu Jitsu it's awesome. For me being a dad, you know, my son's 26, doesn't matter how old he is, he's always my kid. And what I have seen him learn and how he has developed his confidence level, just everything. It is as a parent, the sooner that you get your kids into something like this, the better it can never be a bad thing for a kid.
No, especially for the kids.
Yeah, it can never be a bad thing. And for adults too, you know, like I said, if I could still train, I still would. I just can't. But if you are thinking about, you know, training, whether it's, you know, just being in the gym lifting weights. I happen to I really love lifting weights now. I didn't when I was younger, but I have developed a love for lifting weights as I've gotten older. But it just doesn't matter what you love to do or what you like to do. You should try something. And
you should try. Yeah. Give a chance.
Yeah.
You know, give a chance. Oh, I kind of scared to get hurt. You know, you can get hurt. Walk on the street.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
You can get hurt about that, but I think you should like give a chance.
Yeah.
To do something.
It can only make you better.
Make you better, yeah.
Only make you better.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what I've seen, I think that obviously Josh learning this art of defense what I love is, I mean, like you guys are always hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, like your little crew. You know, like you become like a family. You know, like Josh is up at Logic 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
You know,
and you hang out after.
Hey, you guys go get Chipotle or you go to
Chipotle. In and out.
In and out. So, you know, just kind of getting back, I know you said you were a vegetarian before.
Yeah.
What made you change from being vegetarian to not? And when you were vegetarian, did you feel like your strength, now that you can compare being vegetarian to not being vegetarian, did you feel like you were weaker when you were a vegetarian? And tell me just about the whole transition from, you know, doing vegetarian. Yeah.
You know, I was watching this move, I think, or series, like
a documentary?
Documentary.
Yeah.
The name, I think, is Game Changers. Like,
yes, Game Changer. Yeah.
And I watched it, and man, that's interesting. I'm gonna give a chance.
And so Game Changers is about people who are vegetarian who are athletes.
Yes. They kind of pick like this group non-vegetarian, this group of non-vegetarian.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if like all the documentary, but I was, oh man, that's interesting. I'm gonna try it. You know, and I did for 3 years and 6 months.
Okay.
You know, in beginner, I feel a lot different. Like I lose a lot of weight, like body fat.
Okay.
Because I become eat more vegetable salad. Because before it's no like vegetable, no salad.
Okay.
You know, and I felt like great. I lose a lot of weight and faster, but after like 3 years, you know, so man, I think I need to work on my diet.
Yeah.
And I was talking with a lot of people, you know, say I feel like I'm kind of tired. My strength is not the same, you know.
But it was over years.
It's over years. Yeah. In the beginning, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, and something happened with my hair. You know, I think it's because of my diet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got like I think alopecia.
Alopecia? Okay.
You know, so man, just that's not normal.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
I think it's my diet, and I was talk to some people and say, Thiago, maybe that's your diet. You have to change, man.
Okay.
So, and then you train like every day, like hard train.
Yeah.
You know, you need to, like maybe you have like a deficiency with protein. You know, so maybe you can try to eat meat again, back to meat again, and that's why it make me change my diet again.
Got it.
And I've been non-vegetarian for 4 months, and they changed me a lot.
Yeah.
So,
you know, when it comes to being a vegetarian, I don't have a personal, you know, I don't say, oh, you shouldn't be vegetarian or you should be vegetarian. I'm sorry.
I think everybody is different.
Right.
You know,
it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
I think it's not for me, but maybe good for you.
Sure.
You know, so it's not bad. It's not good.
Yeah. And everyone's different.
Different.
It's going to affect everyone's body differently. And so this movie documentary, Game Changers, basically was comparing high level athletes who were vegetarian and then were not vegetarian, and then their performance levels.
Yeah.
I think that it was. I think that the show was kind of skewed toward a vegetarian, like to kind of make it seem like it's gonna, like you can be at the same peak as someone who's not a vegetarian. And I think there is some truth to that in some things. Long term, I don't know that is really possible, but it definitely opens your eyes up to seeing things from a different view. And like I said, you know, like it may affect you great, then it may affect you terribly.
Yep.
And so like it's going to depend on you, the person. And then it's also the longevity of how long you're doing that for. And then our bodies need certain things. The macronutrients that we need, they come in all different forms, but You know, like I'm not a vegetarian. Like I said, I don't knock anyone who is a vegetarian, and I have no problem at all. Like I have some clients who are vegetarians. I have just seen that I feel like for the most part, people who eat meat typically are able to be stronger for longer. And like I said, it's all very individual. So I think that it's not a good or a bad thing. I think it's a you thing. If it works for you, great. If it does not, change it up.
Change it up.
Yeah.
You need to try something make you good.
Yeah.
You know,
whatever works best for you. It's going to keep you healthy.
Keep you healthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, man. This has been a great hour, man.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here. You know, I'm very, very proud to do this.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Josh. It's, man, I'm kind of nervous, but and then I'm excited at the same time.
Yeah.
Because to do this, it's my first time doing this in the English.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very, very proud of myself, and thank you for everything you do for me. And
Definitely, man. Definitely. And you did great. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you don't know how hard it is to learn a language and be able to just try to change your life,
I know.
Like it is so difficult. And for you to only be doing this for 2 years and a couple of months is just awesome, man.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really good.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, man.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I will see you guys in the next show.
Yep. Let's do it.